Are you a business owner? Are you thinking about starting a business? Do you get paid for your advertisement? I do. And I'll show you how I do, and hopefully you can learn from what I've done. Hi, this is Jim Gibson. Thank you for joining me today on my channel. Very much appreciate it. And today I want to talk to you about advertisement for a business, no matter what business it is. If you're thinking about starting a business, if you have a business, I'm going to tell you a way that you can advertise. And have the advertiser pay you for your advertisement. And what am I referring to? I'm referring to YouTube, of course, but not this account. What I'm referring to is my other account, which is cablesupply.com. So if you go into YouTube, not now please, wait to the very end because I got to talk about a couple things. You can see my channel, and my channel, gosh, I got like 54,000 followers. It's not a lot. It's not a lot of followers in the YouTube world, but I have enough followers to where I get paid each month. And what happens is it's based on, first of all, you got to be monetized, and that takes a little effort. You got to have enough people watching your channel over a certain time period to be monetized. That's why I always say, please, if I'm giving you content, then please subscribe, and please watch it to the end. And please ring the bell, and please give me a thumbs up, because I need those things to monetize this channel, because this channel talks about business, talks about real estate, it talks about personal finance, things like that. I give you ideas on how to start a business. Man, I've been in business for decades, multiple decades, and I've made mistakes, and I had a lot of great success. I've been very successful in my businesses. And I'm just going to share that all with you. So if you want to hear more, give me a thumbs up. You know, better yet, if you want to hear more, then subscribe and listen to the end and ring the bell. And that's going to help you in business, in life actually too, personal finance. But anyway, get back to YouTube. I started this YouTube account many, many decades ago. I don't know about many decades ago. 12 years ago, 14 years ago, something like that. And it's been very successful. I didn't even know I could make money with YouTube. I didn't know that was possible back then. It started when people would call me up, and they would call my people up. I had employees and all, and they'd call me too. But they would ask me, they would say, now I need to change the time on my phone system. And at that point we were selling Toshiba phone systems. We don't sell them anymore. But how do I change the time on the phone system? And I would say, well, you push this button, and then you push that, and then you get a little beep, and then you put it in, and then you do that. And they'd say, okay, got it. Then they'd hang up. And then they would come back to me about 10 minutes later, and they'd say, how do you do that again? And then I heard about YouTube, and I said, why don't we just do a video on this, and just show people how to change time on their phone system, on their phone that's in front of their desk, you know, because I had a little clock in the screen. And I said, why don't we just do the video on how to do that? So we got a phone, we set it up, we got a camera. In fact, the camera I used was probably like a $300 home video camera that you take and you videotape Christmas with the kids, you know, and the dog jumping up and down or things like that. You know, all sorts of things you would do with that. So this was a dumb, stupid camera that didn't even have a decent microphone, and I just held the camera there and looked at it while someone else was showing, you do this, then you do this, then you'll hear a beep. And we went very slow, and the people could go back and forth and back and forth. And I thought, hey, saving me a lot of time, man. Plus it's a service. Plus I'd say, hey, if you need a phone system, I can put a phone system in for you, and here's our phone number, and here's the name of our company, and people would call. And I thought, wow, this is kind of interesting. I really like this. And so we continued on doing that, and then one day someone in the office came to me. I remember an employee came to me, and they said, did you see our videos? And I said, well, yeah, what do you mean? And they said, well, they're just like taking off. They really are. And I said, well, that's fantastic. And I looked at them, and it was like 50, 60,000 views on how to change time in a Toshiba phone system, and how to do a conference call. We did a lot of the features, things like that. And no scripting, by the way. It was just ad lib. Just put the phone there, show how it's done. We recorded it. No fanciness, no introduction, no people dancing around or stuff like that. Just pretty much ad-lib, made mistakes, changed them, didn't even edit. We didn't even have editing software back then. We just produced it. And people started watching it like crazy. And then someone came to me and they said, you can monetize this site. And they had certain requirements, and the requirements were less than it is today. Not much less, but less than it is today, if I remember right. So we monetized. And all of a sudden I started getting payments into my account, into my bank account. And I said, hey, this is a pretty good deal. Let's do more. So we started showing products. I started showing what we're selling, what we're doing, I started showing installs and things like that. And people really hooked into it, and it really took off. And the rest is history. I've gotten tens of thousands of dollars over the last few years over the fact that people watch my how-to videos. And this is not mass production, by the way. Even when I'm talking to you here, I just have a little yellow pad of the things that I'm going to discuss. So I don't write out a script and read from the script. I'm just talking from my outline, and that's it. I'm just showing you some of the things that I've done and everything else. And you can do this too. I don't know why people don't do this. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything to have a YouTube account. And I'm not going to go through and show you how to set up a YouTube account, because you know something? There's like 200, 300 videos out there on YouTube that will show you how to set up a YouTube account. And most of them are pretty good, pretty decent videos. So you can learn how to set up your own account on YouTube. And it's profitable, but you got to work at it. And like this channel right now, Entrepreneurs with Trucks, I'm talking about business, I'm talking about personal finance, I'm talking about real estate. And the reason I'm talking about those things is because I really see there's a need out there, especially in personal finance and in business. Now I do real estate because that's my biggest investment, where I make decent amount of money in that. So to make a long story short, if you do pottery, do pottery. If you sell pottery, hey listen, you don't even have to sell pottery. If you do pottery or some other thing, and people watch your account, you can make some decent dollars. There's people that actually make millions of dollars on YouTube, and I hear them doing it. And sometimes they're doing silly, stupid stuff. It's like, why are you doing this? But some of it is really entertaining. So there's a whole culture out there around YouTube. But the thing I like about it best is I don't advertise. I don't pay for advertisement. I don't have a marketing person. I bet you if I had one, I'd even sell more. But my basic sale comes in through YouTube. They watch a video on a new product that I'm offering, things like that. And and people just turn around and buy the product because they've seen it on YouTube and they've seen how it works. It's just really, I remember the first time it really hit me, the power of YouTube. I was at an event in San Diego. Now, I'm at the other end of the county. I'm about as far north as you can go in San Diego County. But I was going to an event down in the city of San Diego, 50, 60 miles away, an hour away maybe. And so I showed up at this event, and you had to have passes to get in. It was a speech that was going to be given by a person, and it was going to be a chicken dinner. They always had chicken dinners. So I went in, but as I went in, they had a security guard. Empty your pockets. Do you have guns or knives or nuclear bombs? Things like that. And as I was doing that, the guy stopped and said, "Hey, you're Jim Gibson." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Have we met before?" He goes, "Man, I've listened to all your videos. They are fantastic, and I'm getting ready to start my own low voltage company, and I've watched what you've done and everything else, and I've learned so much. In fact, some colleges actually take some of my videos. I wish I could get paid for this. But I guess I do because they watch it. But they give out, they sit in the classroom and they talk about different types of IT situations that I describe and show how to solve on YouTube. I had a guy one time text me. He said, "I paid all this money." He didn't text, he messaged me. He said, "I pay all this money to go to college, and they show your videotapes I could have got for free on YouTube." So that's like, but that happens, and it's kind of cool. It really is. The coolest thing is you get paid for it. That's first of all. The second coolest thing is sometimes just explaining things to people of how I've done it. Not that it has to be the only way, but the way I've done it, it just helps other people, and they kind of like that. Now, just to get you started, a lot of people go out and they spend thousands of dollars, and I'm going to show you some things that I have done. Now, I'm just sitting here in my kitchen. That's all. You don't need a special background. You can get all that stuff if you want. You can hear my voice, and it's clear and everything else. There's nothing going on here. I'm using this big, expensive microphone. Well, actually, I'm not. I'm using this little, inexpensive, very cheap microphone that you see attached to my shirt, and it's a wireless microphone. And you know something? It's the best microphone I've ever had. And I'm going to put the link down below. So listen, when you see these links, if you click on them and you buy the product from Amazon, I get credit for it. It doesn't cost you more to click on that and buy it. It costs you the same whether you do your research and look it up, or you click on my link. It costs the same, but it does help. So I appreciate that. So this is, I think, a South Korean firm, Kimafun, and they give you the 2 mics. It's in a nice little case. I mean, it's just fantastic. That's what I use. And then I use a camera, a Sony camera. I found out that's the best, a ZV-1. It works really well for me also there. And you know something? This mic is actually pretty good. So when I sit in front of my computer in front of my computer in my office where I'm talking about technical things and go here and go there and everything else, I have a little boom that holds it down like this, and yeah, it does sound better. You get more of the bass and stuff like that, and it's a really good mic. But you know something? That mic, this mic, the camera, the tripod, and about 10 other things that I use in YouTube. YouTube paid for them all. It didn't cost anything. I have that money coming in from YouTube, and I turn around and I use it. So why would you not start your own channel for your business? Sometimes I like to interview business owners. And sometimes I see a really successful business that's running and doing really great, and I run into the owner, and I say, would you let me do an interview of you and how you got to where you're at now and how successful you are? And the person, I remember this yesterday, the person kind of mumbled under her breath, I don't like being on camera. He said, no. Free advertisement? No. And so some of the things, if you go to my cable supply channel, what you will see there on cable supply is that I go out to installs of IT equipment and IT cabling and stuff like that, and I show how it's done inside a building. And some of those companies are very gracious to allow me to do that. And it's in Texas, it's in Southern California, it's in different places where I show that, and it really works well. It's really nice. I don't mind doing it. People like to watch that in the IT industry. You may not want to watch it if you're not in the IT industry, but other people are interested in that. So why not start your own YouTube account? It doesn't cost you that much. Like I said, every piece of equipment I got now has been paid for by YouTube. You know, I forgot the one last piece of equipment that I use a lot. My cell phone. It has great cameras. I mean, these things are fantastic. In fact, I was doing a video yesterday of an install in Carlsbad, California. And I said, I think I can get closer and I can have more flexibility if I put this, if I use this. And I had a gimbal with it. A gimbal keeps it nice from shaking and moves things slowly around, things like that. Very inexpensive, a couple $100. And it was, again, paid for out of the account that Google provides me with money. So it does cost money. And, of course, at the Macintosh, I have a MacBook. And the MacBook has iMovie. And iMovie is all you need, really. You're not producing a Hollywood quality type of movie where, you have special effects and everything else. You're just talking. I'm just talking to you. That's all there is. There's no fireworks going off in the background or things like that. So iMovie really works well. It doesn't cost anything if you have a Macintosh computer. It works for me. So the next question is, oh, I don't want to start a company. Why would I want to start a company? That's really involved in everything else. Well, that's fine. You don't have to start a company to get paid for this. Just start a YouTube account. You know, I got a lot of things on YouTube. Of course, I get most of my news through the YouTube from different news organizations. But more than that is, I like the format where it's 20 minutes long, 30 minutes long. I don't want to listen to an hour's worth of a video, but sometimes I do. And so, you know, I watch these people up in Idaho build their own house and stuff like that, and they have to build a road out to the major highway. It's kind of like, you know, you grab potato chips, you sit back, and you just watch it. And I think last night I was watching somebody that's camping out all by themselves in the wilderness in the middle of a snowstorm, and they just love nature. I wouldn't be the one camping out in the middle of a snowstorm. I grew up with snow in Philly, and I don't want to see it again, except on TV. But to make a long story short, I just kind of glazed down at the bottom, and they had like 5 million views. Now, I know that they're making bank with 5 million views. You make some really decent money when you're getting 5 million views in 2 months. That is just fantastic. A lot of millionaires are made on YouTube these days. Graham Steffens, I'm sure you heard about him. I think he claims he makes $2 million a year because of his YouTube videos. And then, of course, you have the regulars on there all the time, along with Graham, that make millions at this. So don't think of this as being, you know, something just for silliness, like, what is it, Mr. Big or Biggs or something? I don't watch him. But there's a lot of people out there that are making decent amount of money, and it doesn't really cost that much. I mean, it's basically free to upload videos, and it can really help your business if you have a business, or this could be your business. You got to work at it, don't get me wrong. Even though this looks like it's going to be about an 18-minute video, I got a big clock underneath that I can see how long it goes. Probably going to cut it back some. I have to do some editing and stuff like that, and I'm going to have to redo 1 or 2 parts. So for every hour, let's say for every half hour I videotape, it probably takes about 2 hours worth of effort to do editing and put it up online. But it's not that hard. And you don't have to be a Hollywood star. You don't need makeup. You don't, you know, it's just people talking to people, you know, just having fun. Whatever it is. If you like golf, show how to swing a golf club, or just walk through a golf course, showing the route that you took and how it's beautiful, and, you know, things like that. People do the strangest things, to be honest with you, on YouTube, and sometimes it's really entertaining. So you don't have to do anything. You don't have to sell a product. You don't have to do things like that. However, if you have a product to sell or a service to sell and you're not on YouTube, why not? It makes a lot of sense. Thank you for watching. Please, the last thing I should say, please subscribe. Please keep on watching them to the end, because that counts. And lastly, please give me a thumbs up. I know everybody asks for that on YouTube, but that really does help. And I hope you have a wonderful day.